So here today, we're going to go through a little bit of road tubeless setup. As part of bike that Chris has on review at the moment, we have the Dura WTO 45 wheels. Take that as an opportunity to go through the evolution of the high road tyres, have a go at setting up the tubeless version. These wheels actually have the advantage of being a true two-way fit, so there is no rim tape required because there are no holes in the valve bed. Tubeless ready tyre, make sure that we have it lined up the right way. Line your logos up so that everything's nice and tidy. The beauty of most of these new generation tubeless setups are that we are able to, without too much fighting, get the systems together because they've been designed to work together properly. Get your tyre to here, then go back around, thumb all of the tyre into the rim bed so that you've got as much spare tyre as possible. And then simply walk the tyre onto the rim. Just like that. Once we've got everything set up, ready to go, the valve core out, just to make pumping up for the first time a little bit easier. We then take a floor pump. A big part of this is making sure that the tyre itself is completely in the channel so that the inside of each bead needs to be evenly distributed so that you're not forcing air past the tyre while you're trying to pump it up. You will have to fight a little bit, you will have to experiment, and you will eventually find a place where the bead will take. Pump the tyre up to 80-90 psi. Everything will start to seat. These don't seem to be popping, but have seated all the way around. Remove your pump. Take your valve and reinsert. Pump back on. And to make sure that we've got everything working properly, we'll bring this back up to approximately 90-100 psi, which is well above what you'd actually ride them at. And we let them sit for 5 minutes. The reason we pump them up dry, get them to seat dry, and then sit them aside for a while they're still dry, is to make sure that everything has taken. There's no leaks, particularly if you're using a wheel with rim tape. It makes sure that your rim tape is sealed. If it will hold air dry, you know you're not going to end up with a massive mess once you put the sealant in and pump it up. So part 3 of the process will be take a wheel that's been inflated for about half an hour. You let the air out. These are dry, these have no sealant in them, without knocking the tyre off the rim bed, so that everything stays nice and sealed. We remove our valve core, we get our sealant. My preference when adding sealant is to use an injector type. We'll use approximately 60 mils of sealant per tyre. We put the sealant tip in, slowly add our sealant, valve back in, opened all the way. Put your sealant aside because that will make quite a mess if it ends up on the floor. Reinflate. 70 psi in the front to begin with. Once we've got the sealant in, tyres back up to pressure. Give them a spin. Get a nice even distribution of the sealant through the wheel and tyre combo. Once that's done, that's good to ride. Best tips I can give. One of the charger-oriented pumps that have a secondary cylinder for inflating tubeless, it's a great investment if you're going to run road tubeless. It just removes the need to fight with tyres. You can pop them straight up to pressure and run them. Do everything dry to start with. Don't make a mess. Check that everything works. A good setup will hold air for hours. Go and have lunch, go and watch TV, come back. They will be sitting there. They will still hold air well enough after an hour that you can go, right, I can let this down, I can add sealant, and I'm not going to have a giant mess on my hands. There are a couple of options for checking your sealant. If you have the syringe that you see me use to start with, you can pop your valve core out and you can try and extract what's in there to see what's left, or just do a shake test. You'll hear whether you have usable sealant or not. 3 to 4 months for most sealants, and though the majority of it will be dry, you'll need to top it up. Most of the time, you can just keep adding sealant on top. As it dries, the weight penalty is not there to justify unseating a tire, pulling it out, putting it all back together, and adding more sealant. Just keep adding more on top till the tire wears out. So when you're out riding, carry a tube. Plugs will get you out of trouble most of the time if it's just a small cut. You've got Dynaplug, slug plug, several different options there. For longer days, I would carry a small amount of sealant as well, so that if you do get that point where you need to plug it, you can top the tire up a little bit, you can continue your day, everyone's happy. You're not the guy sitting on the side of the road holding everyone else up. Can already see the comments section, but I had a really bad time of this 2 or 3 years ago. A lot of us did. I tried it. It sucked. The technology has evolved immensely since then. You've seen the fact that you take a wheel and a tire with a standard pump and it goes together. It's the way it can be if you use the right stuff. There's really no reason not to give it a try. If you have a set of wheels that are compatible, grab yourself a set of tires, grab some sealant, try it. You've got nothing to lose.